This is Richard Hawk Hawkins Holomua with Spirits of Japan. How's everybody doing? This is our fourth video in our Minecraft series. Since you can't come here and I can't really go to Kyoto right now because everything's kind of telling everybody to stay home, so we're trying to abide by that like you are. I figured I'd build Kyoto and give you a Minecraft virtual tour. So that's what we're going to do right now. This is our fourth in the series. We've done Fushimi Inari, Nijo Castle, and Kiyomizu. We're standing in front of my version of Kyoto Station, right in front of Kyoto Tower. Now, I've kind of built the city. Still working on parts of it, but we did Kiyomizu last time, way out in the distance on an island, Fushimi Inari. We're going to fly over Nijo Castle. Because it takes a while to get out down to Arashiyama. It's a little town I built down there. Again, nothing's to scale. These fires don't actually go on at Nijo Castle. There's no horses. Seen the horses down there. So it's all fun and games, you know. I've got towers all over. There's only one keep left at at Nijo, but it's all built. It's all cool. So we're gonna fly out here. There's the Golden Pavilion in the top right hand corner, and it's not this close to Arashiyama, but hey, again, I didn't build all this to scale, but I built it so I could get kind of an idea of how I wanted to discuss this stuff with you. So we're heading in Arashiyama, a little town of about 5,500 people. The road is not this nice to get to it. And again, I didn't have the ability to, decide what this world looked like. So I've kind of built around and made, certain changes and stuff. But here I am. Here we are. First thing we're going to notice when we get here is the Tokugawa Bridge. It's the main part of it, of Arashiyama. The bridge is actually built originally back in 836. It's overseen by a monk, and they had some changes done to it, meaning moon viewing bridge. They would, how the moon kind of went across the river here. Was always very nice. So they that's what they named it, Tokugawa to, the moon viewing. The late 1300s when they rebuilt, they built Tenryuji Temple, which we'll go to in a minute. They built the bridge. As you see, the picture down in the corner. That's what the bridge actually looks like. It is rebuilt in its fashion today in 1934, and it's all made of wood except mine's made of wood. I've got wood under here, but that's what it originally was. But today the bottom part is concrete. And there's little boats on the side of the river, and little offshoots that they use to bring water to certain sides of the town and stuff. And we'll cross the bridge later. So let's kind of give that up right now. The first thing I want to do, kind of running into things, is along the side of this part of the south side is I've not been successful in loading monkeys yet. So I'm just going to give you an idea of what I'll do. I'll revisit this later. There is a little shrine as you walk along the path along the Katsura River or the Hoku River, whatever you want to call it. It changes to names two more times, Oi River. But there's a little shrine that you go up to, and you make your offering before you head up and say your prayer for a safe trip up. And then you go around the corner. It's 550 yen to enter. And I didn't light any of this up because I'm not done with it. But you get the idea. It says, don't stare at the damn monkeys, okay? They get angry when you do. They think it's territorial. They're called macaques. Japanese kind of nicknamed them snow monkeys. You don't want to take any food up here. Yes, they eat cicadas, however you want to call it in the summer. And it's this is kind of the path that I made so far, and this is as far as it goes. Don't fuck with the monkeys. And I'm not done yet. I found out in order to spawn monkeys, I have to build a jungle with jungle trees. This place was left kind of barren, which would have been perfect. So I'm working on that, but that's where your monkeys would be. So let's fly back down to the bottom there. I'm going to work on that. I do have the ability to spawn pandas, but it wouldn't be, that'd be over in the bamboo forest, wouldn't it? So right now we've got no monkeys, but I'm working on it. I'll get the mod. I haven't done this for like 12 years, so I got to remember everything. There is a good little path that's got little waterfalls alongside it, like this right here, that heads back to the back of the river. And the river is really pretty because you get to see, different parts of the river. And it's not this viewable because there's a crap load of trees here, and I need to put the trees in. Again, there's just so much I got going on, and I want to do this also. But there's a little temple, the actual temple back here. It's the name is called the Keikaku Sinkhole Temple. And it's just, if you get the chance to go to Arashiyama and walk all the way back here, from the main gate all the way back here is probably, I'd say, a good 25-minute walk. But once you get here, there's never anybody up here. There's a little old guy that takes your money, and it's a cute little temple. And what they have inside the temple is information all around, Buddhist information, and a lot of it is in English. It's really, really cool. And then there's a little shrine on the outside that you can walk over and make an offering at the shrine. And, it's a cool place to go. The good thing to remember this temple by is that later on, when you go to behind the bamboo forest, there's the gardens back there belong to a guy. I can't remember his name off the top. Maybe I should have prepared for the old Kochi Gardens. You can actually, we'll fly back because we don't want to spend 35 minutes. On the entire thing. So I'm trying to do as much as I can in little time so you don't get bored. So we'll fly back to the bridge. And you get to go to Kochi Gardens. And if you take that, it's 1,000 yen, but you get a cool cup of Japanese matcha, and you get to overlook the area there. It's really pretty, a little building there. And then when you get almost all the way around it, you'll get to look on the opposite side of the valley, and you'll see the temple that you went to if you take the time to do that. So we're going to go over at Kochi Gardens, Kochi Gardens, the other side of Arashiyama. Now, when you get to this other side, it is just filled with shops, I'm telling you. And again, I didn't build this to scale. I'm not building, 80 shops just for shits and giggles. But where all this is, probably what it looked like back in the 1100s, 1200s. But there is in the middle of this area the Rakuten train station, and it's a pretty cool train station. They have what's called a kimono forest here. Okay, a kimono forest is they went back and in 2013, and they took 32 different types of kimono fabric. This is like a $300,000 deal. And they made these poles, and they put the kimono fabric in the poles that light up at night. So I can't do that in Minecraft. So when you walk through here, you'll see some poles. So I got these little light rods here, stained glass for poles and stuff. When you walk in here, you get ice cream, matcha ice cream, gold flaked ice cream. They have some good udon. Over on the other side, they cook up fish cakes and Japanese chicken on skewers and fried chicken and stuff like that. And then they got some of these poles in the middle, and there's a bunch of benches here. And again, I can't make this to scale. It would just drive me nuts. But once you walk in the back, there's a little foot pond back here. It's supposed to be a power spot, and right in the back of the station. So while you're waiting for the train, like you just hop on, and there's always like only one or two cars. It's not the long trains like down in the city. This is the country, folks. So it's like a one-car, two-car train when it's busy, and you jump on that, and it's 220 yen whether you stop at 2 stations or 10. And I tried to replicate the kimono forest. There's actually a Tully's coffee shop back here, and I'm not putting that in. But you get the idea. You get to walk through these beautiful lit-up fabric kimonos, and it's kind of like this. So I made a small version of it. There's 600 towers. And I wasn't about to put in 600 towers, but you get the idea, right? 600 towers with 32 different types of kimono. And there's the picture down in the bottom there you've been looking at. So gives you an idea. It's really pretty, and especially at nighttime, or at least at sunset. So there you go. There's the Rakuten station I built. Across the street from that is the Tenryuji Temple. Now, Tenryuji Temple was built in the late mid 1300s, 1339. We always hear about the Tokugawa Shogunate. That was the shogunate that lasted for like 265 years from when he was made shogun 1605 to 1868. But he was kind of a before that he was an imperial regent. At the top you have emperors, then you have imperial regents. Always there's one shogun that's the top dog. Then you have the daimyo and under that, which are like generals. Then you have the samurai. Then you have the ninja under that. For the 1300s up until before Tokugawa, there was a guy called Obunaga Noda came along in the late 1500s, and he just took power away from him. So they're like the second longest running shogunate, the Ashikaga family, 235 years. They built this temple, they built the Silver Pavilion and the Golden Pavilion. Okay, so their family members did all that. They controlled this area all the way down to Kyoto. So the gate's pretty cool because the gate's kind of original. The building's burned down several times. The building back here, oh my God, I put in some vines to give an effect, but I've got too many now. It's not like this, okay? There's when you walk back here, and I'm coming in from the wrong side. I'm coming in from the south side. The actual walkway goes in from the north side. But anywho, you get the gist of it, right? And along that would be a bunch of other sub-temples. There's a lotus pond and all that kind of cool stuff. And geez, man, all right. So here we are. Again, you would come in from the other side over there. And this temple is an open air temple. I mean, they close it up at night. And it's divided off into rooms with dividers, beautiful paintings. You pay one price, 500 yen to come in just to see the pond and the garden in the back. And you pay 800 yen to be able to come see the, help me out, the inside. You could actually take your shoes off and go inside. So I didn't build the main structure over here yet. But I just wanted to get this out to give people an idea what Arashiyama. And I'll do an upgraded version of this later on. And there's this cool pond back here. This Mumai guy back in the 1300s had this vision of propping rocks up on their ends instead of just laying them down. He was called kind of a crazy guy back then, but now he's kind of known as a visionary. There's beautiful pine trees and stuff. But again, I don't have vine trees. You see my vines have gotten out of control. And where's my damn? No, there's my bridge. All right, and then there's a hallway that leads back in the back. And what Yashikaga Takeuchi did is he built the emperor a house back here. And it takes about 40 minutes to get to this point by train, or 35 minutes by car. So back in the day, the 1300s, this was a day journey. So the Ashikaga family built Emperor Go-Daigo, or I think it was Go-Daigo, the emperor a home to live in. Now, even if you pay the 800 yen to get in, there's a porch out here, and you come out and you can only look inside. You can't go inside. But and there's some beautiful cherry blossom trees and stuff out here. There's actually a couple of apricot. There's an apricot plum tree here and a regular plum tree off in the corner. It's a real pretty area. I threw a bunch of flowers in here for the effect because most Japanese gardens are filled with rocks, sand, and water, and the pine trees. But this particular garden is really pretty because they have azaleas and tulips and all kinds of beautiful things. And out the back gate of this thing, okay, as you see, we're starting to run into bamboo. I planted bamboo over here because when you're on the grounds, you run into this bamboo till you walk outside the gate. And again, you don't have this big towering mountains here because it would take just me forever to notch these down into a regular garden. But to give you an idea, this is the bamboo forest. Look at this. At least Minecraft's got some cool bamboos. They've got dried fern twigs and stuff all lined up here so you can't get in there. And it's not towered like this. It's just a real long, but I did this for effect, just to give you an idea, so I don't have to plant a million of these trees. I did it for effect. Pretty cool, huh? The bamboos actually reached all the way to the river back in the day, but I guess this is all that's left today. So it's a really pretty thing to walk. You see the picture down below It's absolutely beautiful. The sound here is a nationally registered sound. You know, the when the winds get kicking up and those clunking sounds that these bamboo makes. It's actually beautiful. Come on my tour, I'll tell you more. You come to a T back here, and there's a gravel road, and if you make a right, there's a place you pay 1,000 yen. You can jump into the gardens. And the gardens back here, just to give you an idea, you know, the old Kochi Gardens back here. I forget how we're supposed to walk around here. Like I said, I'm trying to build this and do other things. Good. See, I put these signs in there so I wouldn't forget. And then there's a house up here which I will put that into later on, and a place where you can have tea. Let's see, go this way. It gives you an idea, huh? It's a really pretty garden. So how else am I supposed to make it? No, there's no rose bushes, but I'm limited in what I can give you. And then there's a certain part of that when you come up to the top. I forget. When you come to the top, okay, yeah, there's a place where it gets real tight. You go up, and then what you do is you find the I guess I took a little extra time doing this than I thought I did. Jeez, what the heck? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You get to one point in the thing, and you can look over at the temple, and it's the temple's not as big as that and the shrine, but you get the idea. All right, so that's that. All right, so again, we're gonna fly back because you know, I don't want to make this you know, a 40-minute video where it's almost 17 minutes now. So when you get back down here to the bamboo forest, we're going to go ahead and jump down here and run the rest of the way. And you get down here, it's usually pretty crowded, okay? You know, it's pretty famous, it's pretty crowded. But when you get to the end, and there's no pond here, this is actually a building over here, because this particular shrine, which is called Nonomiya Shrine, is a shrine that was established in the old capital for women that would attend to a princess who was the head of a shrine in Ise called Ise Jingu, which of the 88,000 shrines in Japan is the head shrine, and there's always a princess at the head of that, and her attendees need to be women, and so women would spend a year or two in the house over here and go through protocols and different cleansings. So there's a cute little shrine here that's been here for a long ass time. So if you get the opportunity to go see Nonomiya, and if you walk down here, there's a bunch of rickshaws, and there's the train that goes through, and I'll tell you about that later. But that's what that is. So Nonomiya Shrine at the bamboo forest in Arashiyama is a must hit. There are a lot of little temples to go to here. You can spend all day if you go up the mountain to the very top to Otagi Nembutsu Temple. There's temples up here with little stone carvings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and everything, and you just spend all damn day there. It's absolutely a beautiful day. But on my trip, on my tour, we go here. We hit the forest. We tried to see the temple. Families like going to the monkey park. We hit the Tenryuji Temple, and then we hit the bamboo forest, Nonomiya Shrine. We pop out at the food. There's a little food place right here. That's why I did that. And then we head straight to Golden Pavilion or other things that we may have done. So yeah, that's Arashiyama. So tried to keep it short in 20 minutes. That's what that is. It's an absolutely beautiful little town, and I am working on not only the monkey mod, but I'm also working on another mod that will actually help me build trains. Because this is sounds stupid, but you see how far that goes? That goes all the way down to a train station called Karasuma Oike. We take the subway back into Kyoto. It goes all the way. I've built the thing. So yeah, I've lost my mind. All right, so right now we're going to go ahead and fly back to Kyoto Station. But that was Arashiyama. Again, it's a 45-minute, a couple of different trains to get out there depending on where you're leaving from. Hankyu train is the fastest. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We got a whole talk about silver and golden pavilions later. And Okay, I guess my memory's not as what it should be. There it goes. It's all popping up. And we're also going to do, I built the Imperial Palace over here. Isn't it beautiful? We're going to check that out. There's Nijo Castle. They're close, but not that close. But like I said, my city's getting bigger and bigger. Kyoto, there's a lot of main things to hit. So I think I pretty much covered everything. We'll talk about the Ashikaga family next one. Oh, I forgot. Arashiyama does mean storm mountains. It's a, they have a thing called, you know what? It's not a duck. It's more closer to a shag called a cormorant, and they do cormorant bird fishing there. So I'll cover that later. But again, thanks guys for watching. I hope you had a good time. And please follow me at nihontamashii.com, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much.